What's been your evaluation of the run defense over the last few weeks, and how can you kind of get it back on track?
For sure. There's been some good, some bad. Didn't like the way we finished last week. I take responsibility for that fourth quarter. You know, we're up 3 scores with 9 minutes to go, playing more pass defense and run defense, and I think they got about 57 yards on that last drive and run a little over 50 yards in the run game. But it's definitely got to be firmer. So.
How much of a challenge is it, especially this week and now teams you have coming up?
Every week is a challenge. You know, obviously all 3 teams, if you throw Seattle in that mix, they're very good at running the football. So every game you go into, you've got to be able to stop the run. You've got to be able to try to make teams one-dimensional. But it's especially true this week with Jonathan Taylor and their offensive line and the way they do things. They're pretty darn good at running the football, and we got to be good.
You've got a game under control, and you would prefer that they run the balls to work the clock. How much does the yardage really matter in that situation with a 3-score lead?
I gave up on yardage a long time ago, and it's about winning football games, keeping points down, doing whatever you can from a schematic standpoint, a play calling standpoint, to make sure that the other team's not in the end zone. And if it means you give up yards, then so be it. So.
Last couple games, you've had some coverage busts where tight end's been wide open and caught a touchdown. In those particular plays, is that the curl flat defender's responsibility to carry him vertical, or what's the breakdown there?
Schematic stuff. Well, everyone should know. We've got to do a really good job with communication in terms of shoving the coverage and getting the corner off of it and stuff. But it's definitely something that we got to improve on. Otherwise, teams are going to keep running it. So we'll be ready for it this time, Philip.
Elliott doesn't get a lot of fanfare across the league. What does he mean for the defense and especially that run stopping?
Jordan Elliott.
Jordan Elliott.
Yeah, he's a big body. You know, he's stout. He's got good short area quickness and good foot speed, and he's physical with his hands. And when he gets off the ball and he strikes and everything's aligned, I mean, he's pretty dominant in there. And you know, so obviously having him in there helps big time for the run game.
What did you see from Rivers?
You know, it's you saw a guy who could make every single read, who's still capable of getting the ball wherever he needs to get it to. You know, it's amazing. I mean, it's 5 years without playing football. I know he's been throwing and he's been doing the coaching thing, but shoot, I roll out of bed and I'm sore. But credit to him. I thought a lot of the things that he did, it looked normal to me. So.
How's Marquis Siegel handled going from starting the first 7-8 games to having a minimized role?
I feel like he's been doing a great job. You know, I feel like he's really taken advantage of his opportunities on special teams. I know Brent loves them. Every week you feel like if Siegel's not around, Brent's going to have a heart attack. So it's a credit to him and the work that he's put in. And Siegel's going to be a really good football player in this league. Credit to Malik and Tig. They've just done a really good job holding down those safety spots and getting better every week.
Feedback to Marquise.
His story is not even close to over. He's young. He's gonna same thing I told you guys. He's gonna be a really good football player, and he's very deliberate. He's athletic. He's got great football IQ, and it's important to him. And you just know that over time he's just gonna continue to get better.
Asking you to look back a little bit. But when you first got here, how influential and important was it to have a guy like DeForest Buckner to set the culture and do the things that you were trying to build when you first got here?
Anytime you've got, from a cultural standpoint, when you first get into the building and you're trying to set something, and not to speak for Kyle, but when your best players are your hardest workers, it makes it so easy. And Buck is relentless, absolutely relentless in terms of his everyday process. And then on top of it, he's an unbelievable person, an unbelievable leader, unbelievable teammate. He checks every single box from a football standpoint. And when you have guys like that on your team, it makes it very easy to shift the culture.
Yeah, White seems like he's playing better football. How do you like to utilize him? What do you think of his upside? It seems like he's got a lot of talent.
No, for sure. We love the direction he's going. Absolutely love it. He's going to be a really good player for us for a while. And it hasn't changed. He's a first, second down edge defender, and we kick him inside for pass downs on third down. And We feel like he's done a really nice job disrupting the passer when he gets those one-on-ones. And hopefully when, as the group continues to gel and hopefully that accelerates and continues to get better, that he'll continue to get more one-on-one opportunities, which can result in more wins. So.
Coach, with all the injuries you guys have had on offense and especially on your side of the ball, what's your reaction just to being in position to really controlling your fate in terms of the division and possibly the #1 seed in the NFC?
I think it's a credit to the locker room. I think it's obviously first and foremost Kyle and John and just the messaging that's been instilled in this group since the day we walked in here back in 2017. And it's the same thing I tell players, I challenge any of you guys to walk up to a guy like Tatum Bethune or Curtis Robinson and tell them that they're not starters in this league. They just believe they are, and they believe that they just need an opportunity, and that's true. And I've said it to you guys, and I'm not BSing when I do say it. The difference between player A and Z is an opportunity. It's that big, and it is a credit to those guys. They've been taking the challenge. It hasn't been a smooth ride. There's been a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but the one thing that's consistent with this group is they fight every single play, and they show up to work. They're deliberate in their approach, and they put their best foot forward. And whatever the result is, they're okay with it because they show up the next week and they put the same effort forward.
Because the defense is still maturing, do you have to remind them, don't look ahead?
No, these guys they go through their process. We're human. I can assure you that a lot of the guys were watching the game last night. We'd be lying if we said we weren't. It's okay to have a carrot in front of you as long as you know how to bring yourself back to the moment. And I think these guys know how to do that.
What's your read on Tyler Warren?
Good player, damn good player. I feel like they're absolutely loaded on offense, man. All their skill guys, all three receivers, the tight end, the backs, and obviously Phillip being more than capable of being able to distribute the football anywhere on the football field. Their O-line is really really good. Like you could see why they were just absolutely steamrolling people, and it's a damn good group.
Everybody says this is going to be a great story on Monday night, and it's your job to make it a tragedy, I guess. That first game, you went underneath a lot, didn't show a lot of downfield. How do you approach a guy like Rivers when you know he has so much knowledge, and yet you don't have a lot of film on him?
Well, I'll say this: if he wasn't capable of running their offense, he wouldn't be on the field. So we'll work off the assumption that he's capable of doing all of it, which when you watch the tape, even though he wasn't pushing the ball downfield, you can tell that he's more than capable. So it's not, we don't think anything of it. It's good. All right. Appreciate you guys.
How's it going?
You get a text from your brother?
Go ahead.
You get a text from your brother? Watched the game last night?
Yes.